Let me just extend the welcome of our department, the Department of Pharmacy Practice and Administration. This program resides within our department at the School of Pharmacy. And as was alluded to a few minutes ago, we started this program many years ago, over 20 years ago, and it's become with one fellow. And it's a good idea, obviously, based on the interest and based on the growth. But I do want to welcome you to the 5th Annual Fellowship Information Day. I also want to thank our partner companies for helping make this program so successful. They provide a tremendous infrastructure to the program and tremendous opportunities that continue to get better year by year. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dean Chris Malloy, the Dean of the Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy at Rutgers, for some remarks.
Pharmacy and industry. Well, actually, that's a really exciting area to work in, and I can tell you that from experience because I come to this dean's job just over a year ago from one of the companies that sponsors the fellows, actually. I spent the last 17 years before I became dean in drug discovery research at a couple of companies that are involved here, Bristol Myers Squibb first, then in biotech companies for several years, and then I ended up in Johnson & Johnson. So I know quite a bit about the industry environment. We have a tremendous support from the industry in New Jersey. New Jersey is one of the top 2 or 3 states in the country for pharmaceutical industry jobs. It's an extremely valuable part of our state economy. And we really have, in this program, a tremendous positive interaction with those companies in New Jersey and the New Jersey area and the School of Pharmacy. Quite frankly, when I joined as the dean, even though I came from industry, I came from discovery, from basic science. I'm also a professor of pharmacology and toxicology. I didn't know that this program was so extensive. I've been amazed. I've been wonderfully impressed. And I'm completely supportive of having this large pharmaceutical industry fellowship program. I think it's brought tremendous value to the fellows that have passed through it, to our companies that sponsor it, and to the School of Pharmacy here at Rutgers. I look forward to meeting many of you individually over the year, and that includes the current fellows. I'd like to, if you have a chance to stop by, now that I have more time as the dean, a little bit more used to what I have to do in the job. I'd like to discuss what are the career options you're facing, what are some of the issues facing industry right now. I know this is a difficult financial time for the whole country. It affects all industries, including our local pharmaceutical industries. That being said, though, it's still a very strong and robust area and a very important area for our country with respect to developing new medicines, which is really where it happens. It doesn't happen in academia, it happens in industry. I want to wish all of you very much good luck. I look forward to seeing you all at the mid-year, and thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Allison, for wiring me up too. I'm hot wired now, I hope. I'm Jim Alexander, and I'm the director of the program, working with Dr. Barone and Dean Chris Malloy to really provide leadership and administration for this program. I also happen to be the second fellow to ever complete the program, so I don't know if I can say that I was in your shoes exactly because we didn't have anything like this for sure. But I certainly remember it well in going through the interviewing process and so on. I have a couple tips for you later, which I hope may help you as a candidate. I'll add my welcome, and yes, we're videotaping it, so I guess I'll add my welcome to all you who are watching this on the internet. Thank you for showing the interest in tuning in to what we're doing today. We do hope it's going to be a good program and it'll be worth everyone's while, whether you're here present today or whether you're tuning in to catch up on what happened today. I thought as a former fellow and former candidate, I might just provide a few tips as you head into this process. Here's my top 10 tips. One is to focus on the discipline you're interested in, not the duration of the program. So if you're looking for a 1-year program or a 2-year program for whatever reason, there are reasons there is a rationale behind why a program is 1 or 2 years. I'd encourage you to focus on the discipline that you're interested in, which leads to my second point, which is to be focused. It'll be difficult, I think, for you to even survive the process, let alone flourish through it, if you have a real broad range and broad approach. There's a lot of interesting things here. You saw them scroll down the screen a moment ago. We're proud to be able to offer all of those. But I think you'll find that the process will be much kinder to you and probably more successful if you're able to focus in on a couple things and really assertively pursue those. My next point is there's other programs out there, and I haven't really met a bad one yet. Many of them, frankly, try to mimic some of what we've done because we've been successful. We also try to borrow from successes that we see elsewhere when we see them. I think they're all good, and I'm glad that they're there because we don't have 172 positions. I really wish we did. But as you're looking at things, I would say, don't narrow your opportunities there so much. I think Rutgers is the best choice, and you're going to hear about it today, and you certainly hear it from me. But encourage you to really take a look at everything that's out there. And for us, I feel like we stand up to that test pretty well. You'll find that as you go through the PPS process, that we don't go necessarily through the mailbox or the match and some of the normal and customary ASHP processes. That's by choice. We're sort of an analog process, and Ping's going to tell you more about how to navigate it a little bit later. But one of the reasons that we do that is we feel strongly about getting down to the precise fit and seek the chemistry and fit with the preceptor, the company, and the exact discipline that you're interested in. And so our process, it may seem cumbersome at times, but we screen each other down in that way until we find the fit that I think it is the best fit possible for you as an individual and for us as a company or a fellowship. I think that the mid-year is a must-attend. Each year we have maybe one person. I can think of one who's in our fellowship now who wasn't able to attend the mid-year, but we do get that question. It'll be very difficult for you to maneuver through the minefield if you're unable to do that, so we're going to strongly encourage you to attend the mid-year and go through our process there. Please complete your application and the materials that are associated with it sooner than later. It'll become a rate-limiting step at some point to get your various letters in and your online application materials. So please try to get those in sooner than later. Those will benefit you as a candidate and won't get you in the situation where you might have to wait to get your on-site interview or an offer letter or something like that. Do show up at Saturday at noon if possible. That's not a requirement, and we're not looking for a stampede. But it does help you to enter the process early, and we have plenty of examples of people who started on Tuesday and successfully were accepted into the program. But I think most of you might want to try to be there as early as you can and just try to get your interviews scheduled and so you can prepare for them mentally and not wonder and worry about if and when you're going to get an interview. Our Rutgers Reception will be holding on Tuesday night, many of you at the mid-year meeting, and we hope to see many of you there. Have a plan for that. We actually coach our own people not to, run around and tackle the candidates or sequester them or keep them away from others. We want it to be a free-flowing networking night. And for you, you should go there with a plan and the companies that you saw that you're interested in, the people, and make sure that you seek them out at our reception. I want to thank our Fellowship Information Day committee, really. It's Conan Solanke and Stefan Esker, who were up here a little bit ago. They've really been working on this for months, along with Kim Bicknell, our program coordinator. And with that, I'm going to introduce this next segment of our program, which I said is largely our fellows coming up and talking about their particular areas, a little bit more on a little bit more of an overview of the program. Again, with the goal of providing you with information so you can make an informed decision. So with that, I'll introduce three people. Two are our co-chief fellows, so essentially they're like our co-class presidents, if you will. It's John No, who's a regulatory fellow in his second year at Novartis, and also Katie Piccone, who's at Schering-Plough in regulatory affairs. The third one of the trio is going to be our next speaker. It's Tom Philman. He's with Bristol Myers Squibb in medical strategy, and I'm going to welcome Tom to the stage now. Thank you all so much.